Hey guys, so you're thinking about getting an LG G4. Well, today let's go ahead and talk about what the LG G4 can do and why you should get it. Let's go do this, baby. The LG G4 sports a 5.5-inch 1440p screen with 538 ppi. That's 538 pixels per inch. Wow! Shabam! The display is beautiful. There's actually nothing bad I can say about it. It has gotten slightly brighter from last year's LG G3 with an upgraded display. The 1440p screen is excellent and has some great viewing angles. Everything looks crisp and in detail. Now the G4 is nowhere bright as a Galaxy S6, but unless you're using your phone under the sun all day long, like maybe you work at a resort in Hawaii or maybe in Phi Phi Island in Thailand, this probably isn't going to matter much. Indoors, the G4 looks great. You're not going to notice that much difference. Now the display is actually slightly curved this year. This will help you in viewing angles and also more protection when you drop your phone, as there's a slight gap in the middle. Now I highly recommend you to use a case. I'm using the Veris Verge case, which has a big lip here. This will protect your phone when you drop your phone face down like I'm showing you here. As you can see, I have no scratches whatsoever, even with face down, but definitely check out my full case video on the G4 cases. As for size, the G4 is slightly taller and wider than last year, but the design has not really changed much except for the different back. If you take a G3 and a G4 from the front, you'll not be able to tell the difference. Now on the back, you'll notice that the G4 has a pattern back and also an option for real leather. I've yet to try the real leather, but it definitely looks like the way to go if you like to use your phone naked. Now, if you're going to use your phone naked, make sure you get insurance. Alright, for performance, LG has opted to go with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 808 processor. This is a 6-core processor with 1.82 GHz dual core and 1.44 GHz quad core. Now, the benchmark numbers aren't spectacular like the Galaxy S6, but in real-world usage, I found it ran most apps just as fast as the S6. Only graphic-intensive games were a bit behind. But you'll not have a problem if you're upgrading from an older phone like 2-3 years ago. Now for camera, the LG G4 has upgraded their excellent laser focus camera from last year's G3, upgrading from f2.4 to an f1.8. That is super fast. Also adding full manual mode with shutter speed control. And yes, this is one of the 2 best smartphones out this year that supports full 4K with optical image stabilization. Now for storage, the LG G4 features expandable microSD card along with removable battery, a must-have feature for practical people. Now if there's one reason why you should get the G4 over the S6, this would definitely be it. So why should you get an LG G4? Well, if size matters to you, the G4 has a 5.5-inch display. Now compare that to much smaller 5.1-inch on the S6 and compare it to slightly larger 5.7-inch Note 4 or the 6-inch Nexus 6 phablet. In other words, if the Galaxy S6 is a little bit too small for your hands, but you think the Note 4 or the Nexus 6 is too big, then you'll definitely love the size of the LG G4. It's definitely a two-handed device. It's a phablet class device at 5.5 inches. It is definitely one of the smaller phablets, so this size may be perfect for some of you. Software on the LG G4 is pretty minimal and not overbearing. I find it much easier to use than Samsung TouchWiz or HTC One Sense UI. As far as performance, I haven't seen any issues whatsoever, no lag. The phone runs most apps thrown at it with ease, and its fluid UI is great for running everyday apps and games. Of course, don't forget cool features like resizable keyboard that LG invented last year and Samsung copied with the S6. Also split window multitasking that LG copied from Samsung, and easy copy and paste, which includes a clipboard so you can copy and paste multiple things easily. Now for sensors, the LG G4 doesn't have fingerprint sensors nor heart rate sensors like the Galaxy S6, but many of you probably don't need it anyways. It does offer LG Health app though, which can record number of your steps and also track your favorite exercises. I don't find this app as useful as the S Health app on Samsung phones, but it's probably not a big deal unless you're a health addict. Now going on to battery life on the LG G4, is alright, you know. But the good thing is that it does have removable battery option. If you need constant battery life on the go without having to mess with USB power banks or hugging the wall, tangled wires, the G4 will be the way to go. The G4's removable battery makes it easy to grab extra batteries and a charger on Amazon for like 20 bucks and simply not worry about battery life. Even for me, I love the Galaxy S6, but I find myself tethering it to my USB power bank very often, and I just don't like that. Now with my Note 4, I never had that problem. I have an extra charger, battery. I just carry an extra battery. If I run out, I just swap out the battery, no downtime, and I don't have to, you know, hugging a wall. Screw that. Now the G4 also does have quick charging. Contrary to their press release, it actually does have it. They just didn't announce it because they were afraid that people would complain because it doesn't actually ship with a quick charger. Now it is compatible with any quick charger. You can pick one up on Amazon for like 10 bucks or something. Also, you can use it with your Samsung, Motorola quick chargers. I should have a video on quick charging comparing it to the S6, so check that out later, and don't forget to subscribe. Alright, for storage, having a removable slot is awesome for many purposes, especially for traveling. If you tend to take a lot of photos and videos with your phone, it's your main camera, definitely having that storage option is great because you can simply swap them out. You don't have to mess with OTG cables or copy them somewhere you're gonna lose. Just swap them out and kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Alright, for design and feel, the LG G4 certainly feels great in your hands, along with nifty things like power and volume buttons at the tip of your fingertips, literally. This is one of my favorite features from the LG G3. You can actually turn the phone on and off, control the volume faster than any other smartphone on the market. Similar to Nexus 6, Moto X, HTC One, the curved design of the LG G4 naturally blends into your hands. It makes it super easy to hold your phone, and this is why many phone manufacturers are designing their phone this way. It simply makes sense to me, and why not go with the flow? Alright, let's go on to camera now. With f1.8 aperture, the LG G4 has one of the fastest, brightest lenses in smartphone arena today, period. This means you'll be able to take better photos in low light, better photos for action shots, and its camera abilities shine over many other smartphones along with its 4K and optical image stabilization. This will allow you to take excellent photos and videos no matter where you go. Now the autofocus is already excellent for most situations, but the G4 takes it to the next level by offering full manual mode with shutter speed control, exposure meter just like a DSLR camera, and even histogram. With the manual mode, you'll have full control over your photos. For example, if you wanted to have a faster shutter speed for action shots or maybe making your photos slightly darker, you'll be able to easily do it. If you wanted to do long exposure photography, simply slow down your shutter speed and take those excellent shots just like a DSLR camera. Alright, let's do a quick test with the LG G4. If you do a double tap on the volume here, we'll actually open up the camera. Let me take a few shots for you guys. We got some nice slight sun and cloudy, so this is actually a perfect condition. I see a little bird there. See if I can capture it. And we'll go ahead and zoom in. And then there's a dog down there. And here's some ocean. Now the G4's 4K abilities is really good. Let me get ahead and give you a real quick sample here. The OIS is excellent. You get very nice color reproduction. I really like the 4K OIS. I would say it's just as good as the one found on the Galaxy S6. And it's definitely one of the best cameras out there. Overall, if you wanted the best camera along with removable battery and expandable micro SD card slot option with 5.5-inch form factor that's considered a phablet, the LG G4 may be recommended. However, if you like smaller phones, you don't like big phones, and you don't need removable battery and micro SD card options, you may want to consider something like the smaller 5.1-inch Galaxy S6 or the HTC One. It really boils down to your personal preference. I have a ton of phones, but for right now, I am very satisfied with the LG G4. It's not perfect by any means. I wish it could be a little bit faster like the S6. The CPU isn't as fast, I mean, if you get down nitty-gritty to it. But for people with certain needs, I mean, you know, performance may be not the most important thing. This may be the perfect purchase for you this year. Anyway, that's my full review of the LG G4. I hope this video helps you in purchasing your next smartphone, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you want more videos like this. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, or Google+. Oh yeah, don't forget to stay on Android.